Hey everyone, this is going to be a video about the lessons and the tips that we have for you after hiking more than 500 miles of the PCT. We're going to start off with physical. Obviously, the PCT is a very physically demanding hike. So if you can, before you start hiking, we highly suggest that you do a shakedown hike so that you can test out your gear and kind of understand how your body will physically react to multi-day hikes.
Yeah, a shakedown hike with all of your gear, 4 or 5 days of food, and then, 2 or 3 liters of water. For the training part, if you have any prior injuries, like I had ankle surgery, make sure that you strengthen that a lot before the hike, like 6 to 8 months before you start hiking, because it will come up and it'll bite you in the butt, Maybe not right when you start the hike, but eventually it will surface if it's not trained.
As you're beginning your hike on the PCT, it is going to be very beneficial for you to start slow, start with low mileage, and then slowly work your way up. We failed to do that in the very beginning, and it bit us in the butt.
Yeah, and then for me, obviously Zach is in really good shape, and I'm like in okay shape, but he's like a prime specimen. So he naturally is going to hike a lot farther, a lot faster, with a lot more weight, and I'm not. So if you're going to hike with a partner, make sure that you guys are on similar, not fitness levels, but a similar page so that you can hike together to the, person with the slowest walk. Because I felt like I was just trying to not slow Zag down a lot, which is why my ankle injury just got worse and worse. I never took the time to just walk my own pace and chill out because I was just worried about Zag being bored or whatever, which is my fault. But I think that's really important to know because, it will make or break your hike.
As you're doing your daily routine, it is highly beneficial to include dynamic warm-ups in the beginning of your day, right before you start hiking, so you can warm up your body for roughly 5 to 10 minutes. And then towards the end of the day, after you're done, you've set up all your camp, do 10 to 15 minutes of stretching. This is going to help with your body recovery process and help prevent injuries as you're hiking the 2,650 miles of the PCT.
Also, elevating your feet as much as possible. I had a really bad problem with swelling, like I mentioned earlier. And when you're just walking with your hands down and you get sausage fingers, that's pretty much what was happening to my legs and my feet. So elevating your feet as much as you can. I slept with my backpack under my sleeping mat to keep my feet up all night long. And then whenever we had a nice long break, I would elevate my feet the entire break, and I feel like that helped tremendously. Or even investing in some knee-high compression socks to keep it all, circulating evenly. I think that's really important too.
All right, onto the finances of the trail. So we highly underestimated the cost of us hiking the past 2 miles. We've spent so far roughly $6,000 paying for food and lodging and other miscellaneous expenses. So one of the things that we saw while hiking and stopping in towns is the high price gouging that some of these grocery stores would implement.
Or just gas stations that are right next to the trail, in little tiny trail towns like Agua Dulce or whatever,
So we would highly recommend that if you have the ability to make your own food at home and then ship it out to yourself, it's going to highly cut down the cost of your hike. We managed to make roughly 2 months worth of food for ourselves, and our cost per meal was roughly $3 to $4. As we were shopping in towns on the trail, our cost per meal was usually around $8 to $9.
Yeah, it was $10 or even 12. It was a lot. Yeah.
Onto the trail. All right. As you are doing this trail, you can plan all you want. You can have a certain mileage that you want to complete by the end of the month or by the end of the trail, but just understand that weather will come in and plans will change, so stay flexible. Be able to adapt to the conditions and the environment that you're hiking in, and understand that you can only plan so far. You just got to go out there and do it.
Yep. And if you have an injury that's coming up or you feel like something's not right, chill out and take a break before it gets worse.
We highly suggest that you download and use the Far Out app. It's a great resource for all hikers that are hiking not just the PCT, and it allows hikers to communicate with each other about trail conditions, water sources, and any other dangers that you could face on your trail. So it was a invaluable tool for us to stay as informed as we could about the trail.
Yeah, and then making friends with hikers that are either faster than you or already ahead of you so that you can get a little heads up on, trail conditions that are up ahead is really important too.
All right, with getting all the information that you can from hikers and the far out, just understand that there will be fear mongering. We have personally experienced both spectrums of this, where people were either nonchalant about some dangerous conditions on the trail or were over exaggerating some other conditions on the trail. So our tip for you is to take in all the information and go out there and check it out for yourself. If it's too dangerous for you, for your skills, you can always turn around and go back and try again or skip that section.
Yeah, do your own research and use common sense and your best judgment.
Right, trail angels. We've experienced both spectrums of trail angels. There were absolutely amazing people that have showed nothing but kindness to us, and others that were there solely to exploit hikers.
So make sure that when you are interacting with trail angels, use your best judgment and also have boundaries. Like ask prices before you stay with them or before you get a ride from them. And if it seems weird and way off, then just say no and, no harm, no foul.
But remember that not all trail angels are there to exploit you. Some are really nice people, and whenever you can, help them out and donate.
And then for the last thing, just remember why you're hiking. Why are you out there? You spent all this time and all this money to go out there. What's your purpose for hiking the trail? I think mindset is really important. When things get hard, if you stay optimistic and look forward to something good, your body will react to that, and then you'll just be happy all over. But if you focus on all of the negatives and all the downsides, it's just going to get worse physically and mentally. So remember why you're out there and keep a positive mindset and just enjoy where you're at.
Just remember that the trail will be challenging, but it shouldn't be torture hiking to complete this trail. Have a good time, remember why you're out there, and if for some reason you need to reassess and reevaluate, take a few days off and go back to it. All right, that was our lessons learned and tips for the PCT.
Oh yeah, ankle update. Ankle's doing good, not sore, not swollen. Getting stronger every day, still working with Blaze Physio. So as far as recovery is going, it's looking very promising, and we will be back on trail this summer for sure.